Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. Up next is newspaper review.
All right, welcome. Time to introduce Chukwudi Ubaja for the newspaper review. Chukwudi.
Hello, Claire. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Could be better, though.
Oh, one day at a time, whatever happens. We always pray for better things to happen. But we must be content with God, what God provides at the moment.
In all things, give thanks.
Exactly, my dear brother. It is good to be alive above everything else.
Yeah.
Did you get to eat salad meat?
My dear Muslim compatriots, I'm sorry, but I have to say the way it is. I know salad this time around, but it is understandable. It's not going to last forever.
Are they picking
it
your
will
calls?
Get better.
Are they picking your calls, your friends, your Muslim friends?
Whether
they are picking your calls?
Do you have a worse case than mine? Come on, it's quite understandable.
Worry. It will come.
It will come.
Yes, salad is still.
And please, I hate to be accused of dropping names here, but the daughter of the secretary to the Sadowna in those days, Hajia Hannah Hallelu, he says, people who are ungrateful do not attract further mercies from on high and all that. Whatever the situation is, give thanks. You know, when you learn to give thanks, something inside you makes you feel that you can conquer at any time. It is called positivism.
You know, there's a Yoruba saying, a version of this, and they were like, you correct me. It says, "Eni ba dupe ore oni, ari to lagba."
Eni ba dupe ore ano.
Ore ano.
Ari to nigba.
Ari to nigba.
That is, if you give thanks for what happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
There's an assurance that you will get
today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're not thanking me.
I was almost going to tell you Benue song. At least I know that one.
At this rate, let us get on with the news.
Okay. You have two papers there.
Let me start with Leadership newspaper. And all right, the lead story is on the Murtala Mohammed Way, not renamed after Shoyinka federal government. And I think that the report our colleague Zemret read this morning during the highlight of the morning news did a very good explanation of what transpired. But in case you didn't get it, Leadership has it. It says inadequate. It's there on page 6. I move on to the other stories. Inadequate infrastructure. Nigeria fails to stop 1.4 trillion naira loss to medical tourism. As public hospitals face shortage of health workers, others private facilities rip off helpless patients. And there's also a story just above the nameplate, tenure expiration, Rivers youth take over local government secretariats. And ignore Wike's critics, CSOs urge President Tinubu. And there are also quite a, just on the inner page there, Obasanjo visits Remi Tinubu for Salah celebration. It's right there as well. And APC group rejects nomination of LP PDP chieftains. The story is on page 4. And the other story there, Obi Ford's plan to buy new presidential jet amid hardship. That's the leadership for you. I quickly move on now to the blueprint. And the blueprint focuses attention on minimum wage saga. It says experts slam labor over minimum wage, urge new approach to negotiation, say going beyond 62,000 naira dicey for FG, want cost of governance reduced. And just below that, Tinubu's reforms meant to refocus economy, achieve sustainable growth. Abdul Razak. That's Kwara State Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak saying there, or being quoted there. Now, heat halts pilgrims from stone-throwing rite in Makkah. It's on page 6. Stability now restored to foreign exchange market on Onuga. And albinism community loses 4 members to cancer in Anambra State. Let's see if there are other stories. Okay, I think, okay, sports, national trials. Ofili rules women 100 event. Ajayi takes men title. Congratulations to them. Okay, Demola.
Are you done?
Yes. Please.
Okay, I have the Vanguard newspaper with me, and just above the nameplate, Rivers youths occupy local government headquarters as chairman's tenure expires. Details on page 14. Tension in prisons over rising food inflation. 750 naira now inadequate to feed 1 inmate per day. Details is on page 9. Edo governorship election, I'll reenact Oshiomola's infrastructural revolution. Okpebolo, that's details on page 16. And the blue strip says Nigeria's oil output rises to 1.46, not 1.7, claimed by federal government. The suspected headsman stormed Taraba community, killed 6 villagers. Details of that story is on page 6. Local government autonomy will wait Supreme Court's decision, says Senate. Okay, we will await Supreme Court decisions, Senate. The details of that story is on page 8. Nigerian struggle as high drug prices fuel health crisis. Out-of-pocket payment on the increase, patient care threatened, rising costs, forced resort to herbal remedies, traditional healers worry, and all that stuff. Then the picture there shows the leaders of the National Assembly paying the Salah homage to the president in Lagos. And down, it's Obasanjo visit First Lady. Somebody said yesterday, they said, Baba is always very wise. He knows where to eat his ram. Even if nobody is giving him meat, he knows where to go to eat ram. So he's visiting the First Lady of Lagos, the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Then we have this Finidi George, the Finidi George, NFF asks Dangles over Oseme, opens disciplinary proceedings against him. All right, Chooks, it's over to you.
You know, let me start with the last but one. You know, the Obasanjo phenomenon is something I find... I recounted my encounter with Obasanjo over a handshake as an AIT reporter in those days. The man is an enigma somewhat. Yes. You go out there, some people are going to tell you the president and then the former president, they don't see eye to eye and all that. Some people could just drink Panadol for other people's headache. Leave statesmen, politicians, whatever you want to call them alone. They know the path they're treading. And that takes me to lead by example, Nigerians reply Tinubu. In there, there's another one where the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, P2B, is saying purchasing a new aircraft does not suit our present circumstance and all that. And you say, the beauty of democracy is that everyone is allowed to air their opinion. But some people will tell, it's the man who wears the shoe that knows where it pinches. Stanley Makebu stunned me at a media council meeting we had in Abuja when I was once a reporter. He told us, stop searching for the truth. You won't find it. But I said, my own Stanley Makebu, one of the people who make me want to embrace journalism with everything I have, saying this. When you get into leadership, certain things change. Let Nigerians keep talking. I hope I made a point there.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, please.
Let's look at Nigeria fails to stop 1.4 trillion naira loss to medical tourism. When you say Nigeria fails to stop, I don't understand. What do you think of this report?
Nigeria fails to stop what? Please.
1.4 trillion naira loss to medical tourism.
That is, more people are still trooping out.
Yes. The choice of couching a headline is the prerogative, the discretion of the editor. There was one headline I said I will never hold back from criticizing. It was in the Vanguard in those days. Finance Minister returns from Germany, returns to Nigeria in a wheelchair. It was Chiroma then. And I said, another editor could have said, Finance Minister back to Nigeria still needs more medical attention. It depends on who's thinking. Sometimes license can come into it. So, but in this case, I think it's a little hazy. I would have liked a more direct, couching that makes people know exactly what.
Exactly, because
that's what I'm thinking here.
On the inside,
it's not exactly like the Chiroma case.
Yes, on the inside page, okay, it says inadequate infrastructure. Nigeria fails to stop 1.4 trillion.
That is the thing.
Eventually,
you will know that it's because of that.
Exactly.
Infrastructure.
But Claire, there's quickly, please. My time here always is not very friendly sometimes. Nigerians struggle as high drug prices fuel health crisis.
Yeah.
I went to buy sugar, what do you call it? Blood sugar, when blood sugar is high. And
your medication for blood sugar control.
I found out that one of the drugs was rather too high. I eventually went to one that still serves the same purpose, but is not as high as that one. But I told the pharmacist that if we need to subsidize anything, agriculture and drugs, essential drugs, drugs for hypertension, drugs for malaria, those ones should be subsidized. Because the very existence of the people depends on those drugs being available and all that. So I find this rather something of concern. Nigerians struggle as high drug prices fuel health crisis. High drug prices fuel health crisis. We have to be careful that to ensure that a situation that does not permit the best of meals to get into our tummies is not compounded by the palliatives, medical palliatives we need to take when nature does not get friendly all the time.
And another report says that Nigerians are finding, solace in herbal remedies and traditional healers now because of the high cost of...
I don't quite like it because I'm one of those who believe that there are some herbal drugs that are far better than the synthetic drugs we go.
No, we talked about it.
So an inferiority complex thing about I don't quite.
But the issue,
I think the issue is packaging, right?
The issue that the orthodox, medicine practitioners say, it's about knowing the dosage, being able to determine the dosage because of the toxicity content in our heads.
Exactly.
So once you are able to decipher the dosage you're taking, they're not saying no that these herbs are not. Of course, the capsules we take are all made from
exactly.
Yeah. So we must be able to make this clarification. They're not saying you cannot use your herbs.
You remind me.
You're saying no. The dosage of what you're taking, and let it be prescribed for
that's
you.
Very important.
But I also want to say that
they also need to improve the packaging as well.
Yes, packaging and measurement and all that. These are all part of the things that
if we had worked on all those
addressed.
things, those herbal medicines could be some of the things we're exporting by now.
Yes, because somebody, for instance, I think when I was going to talk about that, the dongoyaro leaf. The dongoyaro, the moringa leaf.
Claire, just leave me alone. You're taking me back to when bitter leaf could cure everything, according to my father.
You know that was one we resorted to during the time of COVID.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
The
dongoyaro.
And did it not work?
I actually know.
It worked.
I actually know that, the dongoyaro tree, you could use different parts of that dongoyaro. The leaves, the bark, you know, the root and all that.
It's like the cow, it's like the palm tree.
Yes.
Nothing is wasted.
Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. But again, you need to know the toxicity content.
Exactly. Because there
so
are
that
some,
it doesn't damage
there are some quantities
kidneys.
you take, you feel a little dizzy sometimes.
All right.
Even bitterly.
Okay. Thank you very much.
A correction, please. I was talking about a Hajia and Akilu, not Halilu.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chooks, for coming on Good Morning Nigeria.
Bless you. Thanks a lot.
So we'll see you tomorrow. All right. We'll take a break now. Good Morning Nigeria continues. Stay with us.